Hi guys, in this video we are going to learn about tables in HTML. So this is our chapter 6. Here in this video we'll be learning about how to insert tables in HTML. What are the tags we are going to use in HTML to insert tabs? What are the things we are going to insert in the table? So all these things we are going to learn in this video. Let us go into the video. First, we are going to learn about what is tables. Tables can be used to represent data in an engaging and attractive way. So in HTML, you can organize data like text, images, links, etc. in the form of rows and columns. So simply if you say table is a combination of rows and columns, and we are going to have different types of data in our rows and columns, and that is going to make a table. So here, what is the uses of tables? Present information or data in a comprehensive manner, make a comparative analysis of data, display information that is easier to read and quicker to evaluate. So instead of having it in just a paragraph, it's just like a paragraph, or keeping it as a points. If you are having it under a table, so that is easy always. Okay. Next, we are going to see about creating the tables. So before creating the tables, let us have a look at the various terms used in defining a table. So this is a basic table. So here we have heading of the table, which is title of the table. Then we have headings here. Then we have data here in rows and columns. Okay. And the single box in a table is called a cell. And these are all called rows and these are all called columns. Okay, so these are the basic informations about your table. This title is called caption. Okay, so this provides a short description of a table about what you are having this table. Okay, next we have headings. So these are all the special cells which acts as a labels depicting the type of information on each column. Okay, next we have cell. It's an intersection of a row and column. Next we have columns. A column is a set of similar type of data values. It is also called as field. Next we have rows. A row represents one instance of a type of object that has been described in a table. It is also called as record. Okay. So these are the basic terms which are used in defining the table. So next we are going to see how to create a table in HTML. Each table begins with a table tag and ends with a closing table tag as it is a container element. So each row in a table begins with the tag tr, table row, and you have to close it with tr closing tag. Okay, and these tr, table row, should be inside the table tag. Okay, next, the column contains cells, each of which begins with a td. Td is table data. When you are going to enter the data inside the table, you have to use this td tag and you must need to close it, as again it is a container tag, and td must be kept inside the tr tag. Next, to specify the column heading, we use the th, table heading tag, and that is also ending with the closing tag of th, and this is automatically making the text bold. So these, the caption tag, that is used to specify the title of your table. So these are the basic main tags which we are going to use in HTML. So table tag for creating the table. Inside table tag, we are going to tr for rows and td for data, th for headings, and caption for your table title. Okay. So next we are going to see an example. So here in this example, I've included all type of tags and we are going to create a table with that. So here, as it is a CSS properties for th, table heading, I'm just giving the color as blue. Okay. So here, inside the body, I'm just opening table, caption, style, color is red. Caption color is red. Okay. And the caption is, the title of your table is student information, and we are closing the caption. Okay. Next, tr, table row. So here, after opening tr, I'm opening TH, the heading, serial number, closing the heading. Again, the next heading is name. The next heading is grades. Now I'm closing TR. The first row has been over. So first, once we open the table, we have to open the row tag, and one by one, row wise, we are going to give the data inside the table. So first row you have to open. You have to give the details. If it is a heading, we have to use TH, and if it is a data, we have to use TD. So that is the thing here. Okay, and again we are opening TR. As it is a second row, we are going to enter the details. So TD open the first data. So I'm just closing the TD. Then second data, opening and closing. Third data, opening and closing. So in this way, we are giving 3 rows for our 3 rows of data for our table. So next, let me show the output for this. So here the heading is coming in red color, as we have given here as red. Okay, then we have TH table headings. So as I've mentioned here as color blue, it is coming in blue color. Next we are having our details here. Okay, so now here, anyway, it is displaying the data in the format of table. It is not having a proper table. Always table should be covered with border, right? So to do that, we are going to see the table properties. So the next topic is table properties. How are we going to design our table? Okay, so in the previous example, though the data is showing us a table, but something is missing over there. So those some things which we are going to learn now, so those are called table properties. The first property here is border, table border. Okay, so this is used to draw a border around a table, and the border attribute tells the table how large the border should be. It specifies the width of the border of a table. If the border attribute is not specified with the table, or if its value is 0, no border will be displayed. So that's what we have seen in the previous example. There was no border for that table. Larger the value, thicker the border. Okay. So next we are going to see the syntax of it. Border value. Border colon value. Here in the place of value, we are going to give the value for border width, value for border style, and value for border color. All the 3 things we can give inside this value. Next, I will be showing the example for the same program which I have shown in the previous example. I'm just adding this line alone in that. So table, TH, TD, all these tags are going to have the same border attribute. Okay, so that's why we are mentioning that as comma. Okay, so which means all these tags are going to have the same attribute of border, 1 pixel and solid blue. Now the program continues as it is, as we have seen in the previous example. Now the output is with the border. So we are getting the output with the border. Okay. So now it is neat and looks good, right? So this is the use of border attribute. Next we are going to see horizontal and vertical alignment. Okay. What is alignment? Is arranging the text in a proper way. So that is called alignment. So text align and vertical align properties are used to set the horizontal and vertical alignment of the text in a table. Text align for horizontal, vertical align for vertical alignment. These properties are used with the TH or TD tags only. Okay, so you can use it only for the TH tag, that is heading tag, or TD tag, which is table data tag. Okay, by default, the horizontal alignment for the contents of the TH is center aligned, and for TD it is left aligned. Okay, so if you want to set as vertical alignment, it will be set as a middle of your cell. Now we are going to see the syntax of it. Text align value. So value can be mentioned as left, center, or right. And if it is vertical alignment, we should mention as top, middle, or bottom. Okay. And the example shows it. So this is horizontal alignment. Left alignment will look like this. Right alignment will go like this. And the center alignment. And for the vertical alignment, here is the top and this is bottom. And this is how the middle alignment will work. Okay, so this is the example for horizontal and vertical alignment, and using this you can align your data inside the table. Okay, so the next property is hover. So this property, if it is enabled, highlights the table cell, row or a column with a specified color when you hover your mouse over it. For example, when you're searching something in Google, once you get the results, it will normally in some color like blue color. When you're keeping your mouse pointer on it, the color will get changed. Okay, so that is what hover. When you are keeping your mouse pointer on that particular data or a link or a image or whatever data it is, when you are keeping your mouse pointer on it, the color of that particular text data will change. Okay, so that is hover. Now the syntax for that is tr table row. The entire row will get hovered. Okay, so tr colon hover. Within bracket we have to mention the background color. That okay, so here I just mentioned this Zion. Now next one is table layout. What is table layout? So this property is used to set the layout of a table. It is used within the table tag. Okay, so now syntax for this is table layout colon value. Here under value we have three things: auto, fixed, initial. Auto is used to set the column width according to the maximum width of the contents in the column. Fixed is column width depends on the table's width of the columns, not the content of the cell. Initial, so that is the default value used for column width. So table layout is used to set the column width of the particular cell or column. Okay, so next we are going to see the example. This example contains all the previous properties whichever we have learned, like border, horizontal and vertical alignment, hover and table layout. Okay, so here is our example. Table THTD. For everything we are giving the border as 1 pixel in solid blue. Then table width is 50%. Here I'm just giving the width in percentage. Next TH, table heading. So text alignment I'm using here. That text alignment is center and the color of the heading is blue. Next TD, table data. Here I'm giving the vertical alignment. So that is middle. Data will be shown in the middle of the cell. Then TR, hover, background color, Zion. So here you can use any color. So when the mouse pointer is keeping over on any particular row, that will turns into Zion color. Okay. Next table layout, fixed. I'm just using the table layout as fixed and the background color each puff. Okay. Now, so these are the properties which we have learned now. Now I'm using the same table. I just inserted the width over here for TH for heading. Okay, we are having two different tables over here. First one is table layout fixed. The other one is table layout auto. When we are using fixed table layout, the output will be different. When you are using auto table layout, the output will be different. Okay, so here you are setting the table layout as fixed, but here you are just going to use that as an auto that we are using here. Table style, table layout is auto, that we are not using over here. Okay, so that is the difference between these two tables layout. Okay, here it is fixed and here it is auto. Now let me show the output of it. Yes, so here table layout fixed. So this is the fixed layout. See, look at this. We are not having this in a proper way. But if it is a auto layout, it is automatically sets the border width for each and every data. Okay, each and every column. Okay, so this is how table layout with fixed and table layout and with auto is working. Now I'm having one more output which is with hover. Okay, so here in this table I just used hover. The color has been changed to Zion, which we have mentioned here. Okay, so these are all about the basic table properties of your table. Okay, the next table property which we are going to see is border spacing. How are we going to leave space between our border. So this property is used to specify the distance between the borders of the adjacent cells. Okay. Syntax is border spacing colon value. Value is horizontal spacing in pixel or centimeter, vertical spacing in pixel or centimeter. So you can mention it in either way. You can mention it even in pixel and even in centimeters. Okay. Example, border spacing 10 pixel. So when you are mentioning simply as one value, both horizontal and vertical spacing are 10 pixel. When you are mentioning as two values, first one will be taken for horizontal spacing, second one will be taken for vertical spacing. Okay, so this is how the border spacing is working. Next property is border collapse. Using this property, you can specify whether the table borders are to be collapsed into a single border or remain detached. Okay, so that is the usual one. It is detached. Now we are going to collapse that using border collapse. Syntax for this is border collapse colon value. So value is separate or collapse, whether it is separated or it is going to get collapsed. Okay. Now example for this is border collapse colon collapse. Here is the example output for border collapse. So if it is border collapse separate, see each and every cell is having its own box, own border. But when border collapse with collapse, it is just having the lines around it. So this is border collapse. So the next property is caption site. So what is this caption site? Usually we will be placing the caption, the title at the top, but you can change it using this caption site property. So the syntax for this is caption site colon value, where value can be top, so that is default, and then bottom. You can place it either at the top of your table or at the bottom of your table. Example is caption site colon bottom, so you can mention either one. So if it is top, you don't need to mention at all as it is a default one. So here is the example output for top and bottom. So this is top, the caption is at the top of your table, and this is bottom, caption is at the bottom of your table. Okay, and the next property is empty cells. So this is used to specify whether the border and the background are to be placed around any empty cell in your table or not. Okay, suppose if you are going to have some empty cells, whether you are going to apply and other border property should be applied for that particular cell or not. Okay, so that is the use of empty cell. Syntax empty cell colon value. So value show that is default, hide. If you want to hide all the properties of that particular empty cell, you can hide it. The example is empty cells hide. Here is the example output for this. So this is show. It is showing its own border for that particular empty cell also, but here it is hidden. So this is empty cells property. And the next property is height and width. So this is used to set the height and width of a whole table. So previously we have learned how to set the height and width of your particular cell or column. Okay, but here this height and width is used to set the height and width of the whole table. Syntax is height colon value or width colon value. Value can be mentioned as a length in pixel and centimeter or even in percentage. Example is height 100 pixel, width 25 percentage. Okay, so now the next property is padding. What is meant by padding? Padding helps in specifying the space between border and content in a table. So that is called padding. Syntax is padding colon value. Value is top padding, right padding, left padding, bottom padding. And all these top, right, left and bottom can be mentioned either in pixels, centimeter or even in percentage. So here is the example. Padding 2 pixel, 3 pixel, 3 pixel, 2 pixel. I have mentioned for 4 times. One is for top, the second one is for right, the third one is for left, and the fourth one is for bottom. Okay, so when you are mentioning as 3 values, top, right, and left, and bottom. Okay, so first one is for top, this is for right and left, and this is for bottom. When we are mentioning it only two values, this is top and bottom. The first one will be taken for top and bottom, and the second one only for right and left. When you are mentioning only one value, all the four will be 2 pixels of each. Okay, so this is how you can use padding. Next example. So this example contains the properties whichever we have seen previously. So here in this tag, we are using border collapse as collapsed, padding, width and height. Okay, and here the text align and background color. So these are the properties which we used in this particular example, and the output for this is, look here, we are having the caption at bottom, and then it is center aligned. Okay, and then so title is coming in blue color and the caption is coming in red color. So all the properties we have set. So this is how these kind of properties are working. Next we are going to see ID attribute. What is this ID attributes? So we are going to set an ID for table. What is the use of keeping the ID for table? When you are going to use different types of tables with different types of attributes, with different types of styles, you can use this ID attribute. Suppose if I am going to have 5 tables, my first, third and fifth tables are going to be in a same design. Okay, and second and fourth table is going to be in different design. Okay, in that case, I can give this table ID. So using this table ID, I am going to set the properties for 1, 3 and 5 as table 1 properties, and second and fourth table styles will be going to have as a table 2 properties. So these 1, 3 and 5 is going to have same set of designs, and 2 and 4 is going to have same set of designs. I'm not going to rewrite all these codings. So I'm just going to use the T1 as a table property for 1, 3 and 5. T2 as a table property for second and fourth table. Now let me show the example for that. Style table hash T1. So T1 is a table ID. I'm just naming this table as T1 with this 100%, background color light gray. Suppose if I'm going to have another table hash T2. Okay, so in that way you can have n number of table IDs, and when we are using that particular table in your program, you have to mention like this: table ID is equal to whichever style, design, properties you need. You can use that particular table ID over here. So that's the only thing. Here we are going to have our normal table codings. So now let me show an example for this. So here this is different table and this is different table, and we are having different attributes, different formatting styles for each table. So this is T1 and this is T2. Suppose if you want to place one more table with the same background of this T2, you can use table ID is equal to T2 and you can just type the information over there. Okay, so this is the use of table ID attribute. Okay, and the last one which I wanted to share you is, in the previous video I just gave an introduction about how to insert images inside a table. Okay, I didn't give a program for that, I didn't give an example for that. Now I think you're clear with how to insert tables. Okay, so here if you are going to insert an image in this, here in this part we are just going to add image src is equal to, within double quotation you have to mention the part. That's it, you will be able to see your image inside a cell. Okay, you just try that and let me know the output in the comment box. Okay, thank you, happy learning.